This week in Gaza, we've seen the biggest ramp up yet of Israel's invasion of Gaza City. On Tuesday, Israel announced it was expanding their offensive. On Wednesday, the military posted images showing Israeli tanks on one of Gaza City's main streets. And as you can see from this photo before the war, that street is now completely unrecognizable. The military also dropped leaflets all over the city with a final warning that residents had 48 hours to leave the city. But let's back up slightly for a quick bird's eye view. The plan to invade Gaza City was approved in August. It's the second phase of a larger operation called Gideon's Chariot 2. And as you can see from these aerials from August, Gaza City was largely still intact back then. And it was really the last place standing compared to the rest of Gaza, which has been all but flattened. In August, this is when we began to see the bombardment and destruction of entire neighborhoods on the outskirts of Gaza City. In September, we began to see a new level of death, destruction, and displacement in Gaza City proper. The Israeli military demolished at least 15 high-rises. Once densely packed tent camps have been totally cleared out. Of course, we also know that these residents are having to choose between two terrible options: to stay put in Gaza City or to leave. The Israeli military has said that around 350,000 people have fled Gaza City so far. Here are some helpful insights into what goes into leaving, because that option is also high cost and high risk. So to leave Gaza City, residents basically have two options. One is to go towards the coast along El Rashid Road. Last week, it took 10 hours to travel just 12 miles on this road, and traffic has gotten a lot worse since then. But this option requires a vehicle. Otherwise, a family must pay what's essentially a truck taxi to take them on this route. And the current price tag for that is an astonishing $1,500. And the second option is to follow the Israeli military's evacuation orders and go south. On Tuesday, the military opened a new evacuation route south for just 48 hours. But to be clear, there is no promise of safe passage. This week, as just two examples, the truck of a family in Gaza City attempting to flee south was struck, killing 5 people, and 15 people attempting to flee were killed outside El Shifa Hospital. Forensic Architecture did an analysis of all the places the Israeli military designated as evacuation areas in the south for displaced people from Gaza City. All have major issues according to their analysis. 67% are designated by the Israeli military as no-go zones, meaning that they're under formal threat of attack. Others are physically uninhabitable. One area is mostly a sand dune, and other places like Al-Mawasi, which despite its categorization as a safe zone is still being attacked, are way too small to accommodate such a massive influx of people from Gaza City. In Al-Mawasi, this has led to sky-high prices, and this is one reason why a lot of Gaza City residents have decided to stay put. Let me give you some examples. A displaced family will need a new tent once they get to Al-Mawasi. In August, a tent cost a few $100s, but today a new tent costs $1,500. In other places, there's simply no available land or it's very expensive. These costs a lot of the time must be paid in hard cash, and the cost to get your hands on cash in the south through money exchangers has also gone up. So what should we expect in the coming days and weeks? On Thursday, Israeli forces increased their bombing of neighborhoods in central and western Gaza, places like Tel El-Hawa, positioning them to advance in on these areas. But this is also where most of the population that chose to stay in Gaza City are now sheltering. On Tuesday, the Gaza media office said that 1 million residents remain in Gaza City, so we could be entering a very deadly phase of the offensive very soon. But it's important to know that we probably won't be able to see much of what happens in the coming days and weeks ahead.
Israeli army cut the internet connection.
As of Wednesday, Gaza City is under a near total blackout. So is northern Gaza, where 800,000 people are estimated to be under total blackout as well. And the group of people in Gaza City with the best technical ability to still transmit footage and information under these conditions are journalists. Well, most journalists in Gaza City won't be able to do that because they have either been killed or forced to flee.